the travel, the gift shopping, the family drama, all of that stuff. The holidays can be the most wonderful time of the year, don't get me wrong, but the season also brings a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. So joining us now live is the executive director of the American Psychiatric Association Foundation, Raul Andrews Jr., here to talk about how we can cope with the stresses of the holidays. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Well, thank you and your audience for having us.
Yes, of course. So I feel like being stressed during the holidays, it's pretty normal, actually. But when does it become unhealthy?
So we always say, as we talk to our doctors at the American Psychiatric Association, when does holiday stress become everyday stress? If I was stressed in August or September or October, I don't know that I could blame my stress today on the holiday stress. You know, my sleeplessness, appetite changes wildly, lack of productivity at home, school, or work, or inability to even want to engage at home, school, or work. Some of these things could be holiday stress, but some of these things might be overall stress and anxiety and depression, and maybe a little more help is needed.
So it's a combination of basically everything that's going on in a person's life. I totally understand that. What does holiday stress look like in a child, though? How does that show up?
So one of the things that we looked at across the family unit in our poll, and no, we didn't poll children, but we did poll people who are parents, and that the majority of Americans this year think they're going to be more stressed about the holidays than they were last year. And a lot of that was driven by pocketbook issues. Can I find the perfect gift? Can I deliver the perfect gift? Can I afford the perfect gift? And so, you know, sometimes what our children see, according to my doctors, you know, am I not getting the perfect gift because I wasn't good? And so kids are stressed out. Our children are stressed out about whether or not being able to receive the perfect gift, which could very well be a pocketbook issue, now has become, I'm not a good person. I'm not a good child.
And then that poor child starts acting out. They could be starting to get depressed. And so you definitely have to pay attention to those signs too. Now, how do we get back to enjoying the holidays again? How do we get back to that feeling as a child? You know, you wake up and you're excited every day.
So we want to find the joy in the season, and we want to understand that there's no such thing as a perfect holiday. And so the reality of it is, as we're seeking perfection and driving stress up, what we need to do is get back to the joy of being kinder to ourselves. But we also need to be a little more sensitive and aware about when we or others around us are exhibiting signs and symptoms of this stress. And then how do we have courageous versus difficult conversations about the stress? And how do we get closer to tools, tips, and resources that could help us if we or somebody we know or love is stressed out to a point that they do need some help? And that's why we brought together the Mental Health Care Works campaign and the website, mentalhealthcareworks.org.
Perfect. And mental health awareness continues to really dominate the conversation so much nowadays. What do you think this says about the way society runs today?
So one of the things that we looked at, and we let society tell us through the poll, is that because we're seeking perfection and we're talking more about mental health, unfortunately, we're not seeking avenues to get help. So it's great that we're talking about mental health in ways we've never done before. It's not so great that we're not getting the help when we need it. Mentalhealthcareworks.org is helpful. But if people really do need help right now, we're encouraging everybody to call or text the 988 National Helpline and talk to a counselor about your situation or the situation of a loved one, and then get some tools, tips, or resources in the community where you can get the help you need.
And there's nothing wrong with seeking help for yourself or others. Raul Andrews Jr., thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a stress-free and awesome holiday. Good to see you, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you and your audience.
Happy holidays. 8